Welcome back to the Webby and O'Neill channel. I think even if you was living on Mars, you'd have heard the news that Sheikh Yazim has pulled out of his race for the takeover of Manchester United. It's left Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid of 25% of Man United shares set to be voted for or against on Thursday by 12 Man United board members. You know the score by now, Reds. Get involved in today's chat. But I'll just be mindful, though, it is a strong subject, this. Well, a lot of us out there are passionate about it, so just be mindful to respect each other's opinions on this, and let's have a good chat in today's video. First of all, are you happy with that news that come out over the weekend?
Am I happy? I feel like the share price, that's gone down this morning, 15-20%. At the end of the day, the share price value will now only be realised by success on and off the pitch, and to achieve that, millions and millions of pounds will have to be spent. To Jim Ratcliffe, he has to get this right, or I'm afraid we're done. That's how I see it. I don't want this 25% stake. I think it's messy. We've got no clarity, and the stories what are coming out of what Jim Ratcliffe's going to be doing, what he's going to be taking over, what he's going to be in charge of, just gives me pure worries. Well,
a lot of reports out there are saying that he wants full control of the footballing strategy here at Manchester United. Is that not a good thing because of what we've already been used to and seen under the Glazers up to now?
No, because at the end of the day, you can't trust the Glazers. The Glazers should have been out, so Jim Ratcliffe should have bought it. He wants control of all football matters. Unheard of in football. Someone with a 25% stake in a football club, having control over all the football. He has to get the success right, and I don't see where he's got that. Yes, he's probably got an idea, got people in mind to bring in, people in mind to remove from the club and that, but he's got no track record. And for him to be in charge, Erik ten Hag, he needs all the funds, he needs clarity. Is he going to be able to give it him? I think this is so messy, it's unbelievable.
Like you keep saying there, you know, clarity. At the moment, that's not what we've got. And it is very important for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to come out at some point and be clear with the fans of his thoughts and his plans going forward as well, because it's something that we've not had for many a year now under the Glazers at all. And I think that would be very important for him to come out and state that.
Yeah, it'd be very important, but we've not really seen any clarity from Sir Jim Ratcliffe over the last, 12 months. There's no clarity on the redevelopment of the ground. Someone today coming out with reports that he is talking about a 90,000 stadium. Well, I don't see how he can achieve that, or bring in like a new training ground, or sort the debt out, no dividends and all that, when he's only got 25%. It's not an investment. Is he going to put the money in? It doesn't look like it at the moment until he's got full control. If he gets full control, it's very messy.
I understand about the clarity and stuff like that, but it's very difficult, and with NDAs being involved, to actually give any clarity of your plans for Manchester United going forward. So it's something that you would expect from now on when it's announced on the stock exchange, if that 25% is voted for.
Yeah.
For him then to start doing that and speaking to the fans, speaking to fans group and engaging of what his thoughts are going forward.
Yeah, well, I look at it over the last 12 months. He could have spoke to fans and said, if I get control of Manchester United, this is what I hope. He could have done that before he entered into any deep negotiations. And as far as I can see, as far as I've heard, there's nothing there. We wanted full control. He says he wanted full control, but he wasn't prepared to pay that amount. But he's now prepared to pay it over in instalments. But while those instalments go on, what's clear? I don't see anything what's clear in this. I need to see that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to clear the debt. Is going to sort out a new training ground. There's talk of him bringing a new sporting director in. Yeah, that's fine. That's understandable. We know inside the club it's no good. And then you talk about redevelopment of the ground. Well, if he's buying 25% and he wants control of the football side of things, then that to me isn't sorting out the debt and everything. So that needs to be addressed. Will he talk about it? Will he turn around and say, when I have full control, Well, when is full control? When is he going to buy the rest of the shares to take full control? Is he going to buy them all? Is he going to get the Glazers out? All these things we need to know. And this is why I say, to me, the shares price has gone down. They don't like it. Well, I don't see many Man United fans what like it, because it just seems as though we're going further and further into the unknown, and it's not the unknown we need. It's not what the manager needs or anything like that. We need everything on the table, and unfortunately, Sheikh Yazim pulled out, and that was for 100%. Also, I just look at the Glazer family. What completely baffles me is that all we've ever heard of reporters, media, everything out there, is that the Glazers are at loggerheads, and that's why the deal hasn't been done. Certain members of the family don't want this deal. Well, why is it being proposed now? Why is it being accepted now? That's what I don't understand, and I'm waiting to see. But to be honest, in my opinion, I don't actually see this as a 100% done deal. And I will wait until that announcement comes on Thursday, because anything can go wrong with this. This is so bad.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more of your thoughts and opinions. Get involved as well. I've just got a super chat here off Ginger. Cheers for your chat, mate. He says, afternoon, lads. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, for me, is an enemy of the club. No actual proof that the Glazers will eventually sell to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Fans are being very naive, in my opinion, to jump behind all of this. The club is screwed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can understand some of them sentiments. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wanted to buy Chelsea, got rebuffed on that with a late bid.
Barcelona, I think he wanted to as well, a certain percentage as well.
Yeah, he's into other things as well. And he's got on the coattails of, yeah, I used to be a Manchester United fan. And that's how he started out as. Well, the thing is, this is a business deal. So he's come with Wolves, as I say, a sheep in wolf's clothing. That's how I perceive him. I don't trust him. I don't think he's got the heart of what we want as Manchester United fans. And he, from all accounts, this deal coming into Manchester United isn't about dealing with everything what's needed. Everything what's needed, the way he's coming in, as I see it, you let me know what you think. This will take years and years and years. And while this is going on, all I can see is our so-called rivals and other teams who are in front of us on the playing field getting further and further away from us, while we struggle to work out what's going on and sorting out all the problems in the background. Whereas if someone came in and bought it in its entirety, they would be able to deal with the problems in one go, have a clear plan. Where is the clear plan? There won't be one. There will be arguments. There will be disagreements. That is odds on. If I was a betting man, that's odds on.
Yeah, with the money that's being put up for 25% from Ratcliffe, that's going in the Glazers' pockets. That's not being used to, for the playing side of things or even the infrastructure of Manchester United. That's just purely going into the Glazers' pockets, then, surely. Yeah,
it's the Glazers' shares. That's what he's buying. 25% of their shares go straight in their pocket. Now, what's going to happen then? Where's the money? Where is the money for the redevelopment, for the ground, for the training ground? Any more money coming in for players in January? Anything like that? These are the things we need to hear. But the thing is, the debt has to be cleared. So how he deals with that? Will the Glazers allow that? I don't know. I really haven't got a clue what's going on with this money. And if the money's there, then why didn't he just buy it all in one go? It's going to be very, very interesting to see where this money comes from, if it comes, if it's debt or anything like that. That's why I don't agree with this deal at all, because we needed to be on a par with, say, like the likes of City's owners, Newcastle's owners, where money is no problem to them. And at the end of the day, they're not looking for a return. But if someone was looking for a return, then they were prepared to wait, as far as I was concerned. With the Qataris, they're not my favourite people. But the thing is, that was the offer on the table, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, just going to go back into the chat. Skippy says the club needs a clean sweep from top to bottom. Unfortunately, Jim will only prolong the agony, as the Glazers and other internal rot will remain in place for much longer.
Yeah, I think the internal rot will remain in place. It's clear that he wants a new someone in charge. Get John Murtough out. That's been made clear in the reports we've read. But then what about Richard Arnold? I can't see him lasting. So will he really be working? Will he object to this vote? I mean, there's 6 Glazers voting on Thursday. 3 from inside Man United. One of them is Richard Arnold, and 3 independent directors. So what will Richard Arnold think of this? He's seen and he's spoken to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, so he should really know what's going on. And when you look at Richard Arnold and John Murtough, they've already turned around and said, we've got a long-term plan. This is, and we're going to work on it, and this, that, and the other. So that's going to go right out the window.
Well, he did say it. The fans forum recently, he said John Murtough and the team have a clear long-term squad strategy in place, which guides our decision-making in each window. We knew there'd be transition, but I share frustration of the playing group and fans that results haven't matched expectations so far. So,
well,
he's not putting himself and John Murtough in a good seat there going forward if he is given the football strategy control to Jim Ratcliffe.
Well, you only have to look at last January, the transfer window, how poor that was. Ridiculous. Players were needed. He went and got he went and got players like Sabitzer.
Yeah, Weghorst, Dubravka as well.
Yeah, ridiculous. And then you look at the carnage and the delays and it's so underwhelming this summer, the way it went, and it looked good at the beginning. So there's your long-term strategy. They haven't got a clue how to deal with what's needed at the club, and it's been going on for too long now. But it will be, as far as I'm concerned, and the comment before, this will just carry on because the Glazers cannot be trusted. They will be in charge. And at the end of the day, there will be something there what we won't like, definitely.
Is it not a positive, though, from another point of view here with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, that he's clearly shown a willingness to bend over backwards here and put a bid in that satisfies everyone just to get a step in the door at Manchester United to that long-term vision of maybe being the majority owner? So is that not a positive you can take to that? Whereas, with Sheikh Yazim, it was just basically a one bid for a full takeover 100%.
Look, to rebuild this club, right, everything what gets put into it has to come from a significant point of view, like the money and everything else like that, and a strategy. Now, Jim Ratcliffe, he might have the strategy, okay? He might have the long-term view, and at the end of the day, further down the line, he might succeed. I hope he does. I can only give you my opinion based on my long-term standing as a Manchester United fan. Yeah. Right? I'm 65 years of age, and I see what's going on around me, and I see the competition way ahead. And I don't see that Sir Jim Ratcliffe will put the sufficient funds in to catch up to these people. Jim Ratcliffe wants payment. He wants money out of this. That's his long-term goal, just as the same long-term goal what he wanted out of Chelsea. He wants into this football club like he did with Chelsea to get a return. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the significant funds I don't see coming in, because at the end of the day, Ineos are in control of the funds, whether they take debt on or anything like that. So there will be a ceiling on what can and can't be spent. And that's not what's needed at Manchester United. Manchester United need £1.5 billion just to redevelop the ground. Simple as. Where's that coming from? And where's that? So if Sir Jim Ratcliffe's going to offer money and say, right, this is what's going to be done, well, there's £3 billion spent by him in a week. That's what it is. £3 billion spent in a week. Yeah. And that's without the football side of it. That's without getting rid of all the useless people in the background. And there is many of them inside Manchester United, and changing the philosophy, and then taking the time, and then bringing in the player recruitment, the proper players we need, and getting it done and having the right people in place. This, to me, if he gets it right, it'll be a miracle. I hope he gets it right, but I can't see it. And the share price today tells me they've got the same sentiments as me. And to get that share price back up to there, what the share price is telling is what I'm telling you. United have to win the league. They have to win the Champions League for any chance of Sir Jim Ratcliffe getting his money back and getting a profit.
Is that why he's wanting full control, though, with the football strategy, and then bringing in the likes of this Paul Mitchell, who's been reported as his front runner to bring in and make a change on the pitch, though, so they start seeing levels of improvement?
Yeah, he does. He wants to bring that Mitchell in. He wants to bring a lot of people in. He wants to bring his own people in. He wants to bring his own people in on the board. Right, understandable. But the man, as far as I'm concerned, hasn't got it. I think I don't.
What are you basing it on? Are you basing it off previous ventures like with Nice and that Lucerne Sport, and you just don't think he's done good enough there? So you're thinking to yourself, well, why is he going to improve anything here at Manchester United?
I just don't like his rhetoric, what I've heard from him. I just don't like him at all. He likes the Glazers. He thinks they're good people, everything else like that. Well, you're a Manchester United fan. No one likes the Glazers.
But is that not a smoke and mirrors effect, though, just to get a foot into the door so he can achieve what he wants? And that's a majority ownership at Manchester United.
No, he's a businessman. He don't care. He don't care. He sees the Glazers something completely different than what every Manchester United fan does, right? There is resentment, there is pure hatred from certain sections of the Manchester United fan base about the Glazers, right? And I can understand that, okay? Right? The Glazers are businessmen, he's a businessman. They're not bothered about what people think about each other. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe claims to be a Manchester United fan, so he does not understand how we feel in any way, shape or form, because we don't want this 25%. We want the club to be bought out full. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe was in a position with Ineos to do that, and he hasn't. And that's what we wanted. We wanted clarity. We're not getting it. We're getting the scenario where it drags on and on and on for years, and we will be the butt of everyone's jokes.
Yes, some powerful words there. Let us know what you think about that. He did say a few weeks ago, and it was to celebrate 25 years of Ineos and while all this takeover saga nonsense was going on. And he did say you can't really contemplate acquiring a brand like Manchester United and failing, because the failure is just far too public and too excruciating. Yeah, so he knows the pressure there, what's on himself and Ineos to succeed here at Manchester United. Well,
he don't want to lose face. No businessman like that who and
it's a big job here as well, so he knows the impact of that failure.
He's going to struggle. I think anyone coming into Manchester United at this present moment, no matter if they bought 100% of the club, will struggle. That's without a shadow of a doubt. But I don't think Jim Ratcliffe is capable at this moment buying 25% of sorting out what's needed. And that is the problem. If he'd have bought out it 100%, I might have turned round and changed my attitude, and I'm entitled to change my opinion.
Of course, yeah. Based on the facts.
Based on the facts. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe, to me, buying 25% goes against everything what I see, and I think what you see out there, that this football club needs. I live and breathe it, and I know many of you out there do, but I don't think Sir Jim Ratcliffe does. He lives and breathes earning money, right? At the end of the day, that's what he's about, and that's why he's here at this football club. We've had somebody like the Glazer family here too long, just sucking out the money, the investment and everything going out of this club, and the direction it's gone in has been absolutely unbelievably bad.
Would you want an option at least in this bid that says, let's say in 3 years' time, 4 years' time, there's an option for Jim Ratcliffe to buy out the Glazer remaining shares?
Yeah,
that has to be minimum, surely, in this bid.
I think 3 years is the maximum. The option should be taken up, and it should be a legal option for him to take it up. But, you know, what position are we going to be in? You know, there's options on the table. Could be this, it could be that. You know, really, I'm not really looking that far ahead. I'm looking at now. And in 12 months' time, I'm also looking at what role will the Glazers have in this. Will they poke the nose in? I see it fraught with proper danger. If they don't see it going right on the pitch, they won't see it right in the commercial department neither. So at the end of the day, is there another side to the agreement that if he gets it wrong, then they're out? You just don't know. The Glazers aren't going to give this away over a long period of time. They're going to be out. They'll have something in the back pocket, trust me.
Yeah, just going to dive back into the chat, have a look at some of your comments, get involved, Reds, as ever. Let's go through. To be honest with you, there's a lot of people in this chat who were worried with this bid from Sir Jim Ratcliffe of 25%.
Yeah.
I'm not really seeing any positivity around this bid at all. So, you know, it's a feeling amongst a lot of Manchester United fans out there and, you know, who are sceptical about this bid, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe himself.
Yeah, well, you can look now for the last 6 months. I've not really seen anyone anywhere positive, any Manchester United fan. I watched Sky News over the weekend, and that Carvel, he came out talking about the social media side of football fans not being positive. But then he turns around and says that he believes that the fans what attend the games are positive. Now, this is the stupid reporting, and this is what makes fans angry, because this man, this so-called expert on the football and on all the news, what goes on Sky.
He just wings it. He's looking on Twitter all the time.
It's an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, he's just winging it on
He
Twitter.
gave an opinion that all Manchester United fans, the majority of them, who attend the games, are quite happy for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to take 25%, and it's absolutely based on nothing. And these are the things what make us more and more angry about what's going on. The false reporting. If you look at all the false reporting for 12 months by every journalist under the sun, by every media outlet, every one of them has been an absolute disgrace. Not give anything towards me, my son, yous out there. No thought whatsoever, okay? Us, the fans, again, have endured 12 months nearly, right, of pure abuse and, like, what's going on. And we can't see any further down the line than it changing, in getting better. And I can't actually see that. I hope I'm wrong. I'm sure everyone out there hopes they're wrong, but we can't see it. And as I say, the big stumbling block for me and everyone else out there is the Glazers are still there. And with the Glazers still there, I'm telling you, things could go terribly wrong here, and all in favour of the Glazers. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe has got it all to do. And we need the clarity on the funding. We need clarity on the debt straight away. That's what we need. But I don't believe Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to start pumping hundreds of millions, a billionaire or half a billionaire, right, straight away. I don't see that. I don't see how anyone in the right mind, unless there's a proper agreement to buy up all the shares, will put the money in with only 25% of the shares. Very strange deal, and it is not the right way to do it, because we are going to lose ground on our opponents without a shadow of a doubt. We're going to lose ground.
Yeah, in the chat, a lot of people, you know, referring back to Nice in France, the football club, how he's been running that. Curlers in the chat says it's ironic that the two banks that funded Sir Jim Ratcliffe's loans for this 25% are the same two banks that were ready to bankroll the European Super League as well.
Well, this is the thing. It's banks. That's not what we need. We've had enough of banks. We've had enough of loans. We've had enough of debts. We've had enough of other things coming to finance this football club. This is the biggest footballing club in the world. How does Sir Jim Ratcliffe not understand, right, how we see what we've gone through since the Glazers took over this football club? How can he not see that is not what we want, and that a total change is needed here at Manchester United? Is he blind to what we want? No, he's not. He's just ignoring it for his own ends. It's as simple as that.
And surely he sees the fans' frustrations as well, and sees that from the fans' point of view, he's working with the Glazers right now. So has he not been seeing what's been going on, in particular for the last 12 to 18 months with fans' protests, etc.? Because he's got to come out and give his reasons on that as well, hasn't he, and what he thinks of that.
Okay, I'll put it as simple as this to answer that. Here is a man, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, what praises the Glazers, the nice people, the good people. This is the arrogance of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, at not even saying anything or coming out and understanding how the fans are reacting, okay? He doesn't care how we react, how we feel. He has got the same mentality and the same arrogance as the Glazer family.
Like a cutthroat mentality, just there for business.
That's it. And he can cut himself off from us, all the noise and everything. And as a billionaire as he is easily going to do that. 28 times, that's all he's allowed in this country per year. Are you all going to go to Monaco?
So it's in the same situation as the Glazers. They're never here in the UK. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, like you say, is only allowed here a certain amount of times per year. So the fans' frustrations, etc., on home games especially, he won't be privy to that. He won't be seeing it.
He'll make 1 or 2 appearances, that's it. But then he's got people in the position. He will have people in the position paying him good money to take all the flack. And as the Glazers are that hard-faced, they stayed away. And I'm sure Sir Jim Ratcliffe will only turn up to make an announcement that he's going to redevelop the training ground or put some money into it or something down the line. You won't see Jim Ratcliffe come here and says he understands the fans' frustration and everything else like that when he knows that we want the Glazers out and we want someone to buy the whole club.
Yeah, unlike the Glazers, the smart move from Ratcliffe would be some dialogue, though, with at least fans groups on what he wants in the future and what his plans are going forward. Surely you'd expect that from minute one, once that announcement is made, if they give it the go-ahead, the bid.
It depends how you look at it. I mean, I don't look at it like that at all. I look at it that someone has to come in here, get rid of every organisation belonging to this club.
In terms of organisation, what do you mean by that?
Fans groups, you name it, the lot.
Who sit at the table?
Well, they should have been first out. When people protest and all that, you don't have anyone dealing with the Glazers. That's how I see it. That's my personal opinion. I would come in here, restructure everything, and that's the fans groups and everything, and start over again. Bring in new young people with new ideas for fans groups and all that, and get rid of the old guard, the too old. I'm too old. Everyone's too old. These people have been in situ for a long, long time. We need everything brand new inside the club and inside the fans groups. That's how I see it.
Yeah, just going back into the chat. Anrua says, we all wanted a clean slate, Glazers to go, most importantly, and a new owner to arrive with 100% stake.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to see what's happening. A club of United stature lagging behind, and yeah, fair comments there, mate. Totally agree with that.
See the frustration, yeah, we're all frustrated. We're all frustrated. And we've just got to hope that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, right, gets off to a winning start and then shows us that he's doing the right things, employing the right people, and then people are doing the right work inside. Now, that might take time, and I think it will take time, but we need to see action straight away, and then not action just for action's sake. We need it to be the right action. But the thing is, it's only going to be limited action, and that, unfortunately, is not what we want. And there lies the frustration. It won't be the right action. It has to be total, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe won't have that total.
There's not a lot, but there's a few comments that I've seen with people saying that United have been their life and they feel like the club's gone now, and some are saying that they're looking at maybe turning the back on Manchester United. They feel like this is the last straw for him. How do you feel as well with what you've seen over the years? Do you know what I mean? I know you've got a smile on your face, so I'd like you to actually give your opinion on that, because for me, to even question turning your back on your club, I just wouldn't be able to do it.
Look,
never in my lifetime would I do that.
You know, I'm old school. You know, I make no bones about it, right? And it is your life. It's cradle to grave. And unfortunately, I've been through some bad times with United. This is terrible, absolutely terrible. But the thing is, I'm not getting divorced from it. Just not getting divorced from it. I can't. How do I get divorced from it? Man United are in the news every day. I wouldn't be divorced from it. You know, will I stop going? No, I won't stop going. I don't go to as many games as I used to because of many, many different reasons. But the thing is, no, Manchester United are your team. You're falling out of love. That's what's happening at the moment. You know, you've had an argument with your wife, right? You're not getting on. That happens all the time, and it goes on for a while. And then you make up. Things change, things happen, and this is your football club. It is your family, and that's what happens. Your reaction is only the same as what mirrors what goes on in your family life. When there's something bad happening in your family, it's a disaster. And it's the same here at your football club. And that's what it is to be a Man United fan. The pain of family, heartache.
Yeah, Danny G says, you'd never turn my back on United. Just the Glazers. Totally get that, mate. Yeah, you bang on with that, in my opinion. Yours as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. You have to look at the decades. I look at it this way, simple things in life, and look at this football club. I look at it in the 70s to the 80s, completely different. The 80s to the 90s, completely different. And every 10 years, things change. They keep changing. Everything in life changes when you look back after 10 years. So, yes, it's hard. It's tough. But life's tough. Family life's tough. So at the end of the day, this is what you have to go through. You have to go through the good times and the bad times, but you have to stick there. We can fall out of love for a while, but we can never, ever lose that love. That's how I see it.
Yeah, Fat Four says Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Tottenham, Villa and Brighton are all progressing. Even West Ham are moving in the right direction. And he says, we are regressing. Well, and it's really sad, but you look at them clubs, it's because they're getting it right on the pitch. There's football men in charge in their strategy who are making the decisions for player recruitment, etc.
That's why the Glazers are so despised, because they have failed in the football operation. They have failed to deal with it. They put people in place, right? And when you can see it's not happening and it's not working proper, the Glazers have failed to act, okay? And the people what are inside Manchester United in the football operations are all looking after themselves, their own interests. They're looking after the friends, the family, everything else like that. It's there. You only have to delve a little bit and you will see some of the nepotism, what goes on inside Manchester United, okay? So the football operations, right, are a scandal here at Manchester United compared to other clubs. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe might have a bit of success straight away by getting rid of some of these parasites what are inside the club who are looking after themselves and family members and friends, because that goes on here at Manchester United on a massive scale and is one of the biggest problems what United have faced. And us fans are just ignored. People inside that club have got a hell of a lot to answer. But you know what? They won't be able to answer anything. They won't be put in a position.
Yeah, Kenneth says, once a red, always a red, but these are dark days. And yeah, I totally agree with you. And look, it's not the bid that we want. It's definitely not that. We wanted a clean slate from the Glazers here at Manchester United. But can you see any light at the end of this tunnel, possibly? Is it because he might end up coming in and taking charge of the football strategy, a new approach, a different direction? It might just freshen things up with the right people coming in if they can make them decisions.
It's limited what I see Sir Jim Ratcliffe can do. But what I would like him to do, whether he's able to do it or not is a different thing, is promise to get rid in the first 12 months of the debt. Take that over, whether it's to Ineos or whatever he does with it, okay? Then also promise that Manchester United will not pay any dividends out. And I don't see why any dividends should go out while we're in debt. That's how I see it. So that's two things going forward. You know, you talk about redevelopment of the ground and that. Listen, get rid of the debt. Don't pay the dividends. The redevelopment, if money's not there, right, we can wait a little bit longer. Okay?
The problem is here, though, as well, we're not going to get, in my eyes, we're not going to get any of that whilst he's just sat there on 25%.
No.
You know, if he's...
That's the worry.
I think you looked at, was it Arsenal with Kroenke? When he bought up, I think it was roughly 25%. He didn't invest into Arsenal at all until he took over completely. Yeah. And he was the majority owner, I think. Yeah. And, you know, I think you're going to see a similar situation here from Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Well, that's the carnage. That's the anger. That's what people can see. That he's only got 25% and he won't be putting money in to clear everything what's needed. That's in the playing staff. That's, you know, that's in the debt, everything else like that. So that's the anger. That's where it's coming from. And the strategy, that's Sir Jim Ratcliffe's strategy. And he will be holding the bag at the end of the day, because if it fails, then it'll be him what's bought out by somebody to come in and just take 20 pence on the pound.
Yeah,
that's what may happen if it gets that bad. If he fails, you know, you won't.
Where does this club go? What direction then does it go?
If Sir Jim Ratcliffe fails, I don't think I'll have seen anything on the scale of the carnage in my lifetime of what will happen to Manchester United. You have to imagine the failure, how it will look, and how far behind in the football as a club we are behind everybody else. It can just be an absolute nightmare, because people then will not want to put money into anything in Man United and spend their own money. Certainly not the Glazers.
Yeah. I think we're going to wrap it up there, though, for today, because just wanted to do a chat with you guys and girls out there.
And a rant.
Yeah, a bit of a rant as well, just getting our emotions out as well, because it is a passionate subject, and, it needs to be released, and, we do these videos just to get your say in as well, because it does need that. But I just thought I'd just give a brief overview, really, of today's events, the latest news on that. So we will be back tomorrow, I can guarantee you, and any further developments, we will be discussing it in a video. So hopefully you can come and join us tomorrow, because I don't think it's the last of Jim Ratcliffe and Manchester United this week. So
listen, the news might just come out later on, and we might do one, and we just don't know. Do you know what I mean? But just get the notifications pressed and get them like buttons and that, and then just wait for any news, and we'll be out, because we're on it now. Yeah, we are indeed. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Much love. Thank you.